y bienvenidos a Deuces Wild, bitches! Yep. It's either bitches or motherfuckers is typically how we start the show. Will the Thrill, as he said last week, is not with us for today. He's in Richmond with the AA team, so looking forward to getting that report. I'm sorry for the late start if you're joining us live on No Filter Network. Typically, we get going about 6 o'clock, but because of Thrill's absence today and the absence of any sort of co-host, I decided to come on a little bit later and we could watch a little bit of the Giants game as they get going against the Dodgers. They are currently warming up right now at Oracle Park. The Dodgers lineup tonight. It is Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, who hit an absolute fucking nuke last night. I think he ended 3 for 4, 3 for 5, a triple short of the cycle. Freddie Freeman in that 3-hole. He's having a good year, 856 OPS. It's probably for Freddie Freeman, I think 4 homers at this point. So a little down. Nonetheless, there's so much firepower in that Dodgers offense, it doesn't really matter. You got Will Smith hitting in the 5-hole. So, no, that's not right. It's Will Smith hitting the cleanup hole. Then you have Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Gavin Lux. So we're gonna talk about the 1, 2, 3, 4, the first 5, 6 hitters in the Dodgers lineup have over an 800 OPS. I've talked to you guys about this before. When I was approached by David Forrest many years ago, and he taught me what OPS was, simple formula, on base percentage plus slugging, he said 800 is the number that you want to go ahead and shoot for. Like, that's the all-star caliber type number. So here are the first 6 hitters in the Dodgers lineup sitting there, which is comical. Let's get to our title sponsor right away. It's Bet Online is your number one source for all of your summer sports this season, from MLB to golf to NBA, NHL, playoff stats, all the latest news and scores available at your fingertips. Get the odds, get the lines, and including the latest team matchups and player props. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. And another title sponsor right here, Steelhead. This one's spelt out with the fish, but it's actually STLHD. Hit a grand slam with Steelhead gear, outdoor lifestyle apparel for those who carve a different path. Embrace America's other pastime with fishing apparel that embodies the American spirit. Land your next big catch at steelhead.com. Use the promo code, ready for this? DEUCES, DEUCES, to reel in 22% discount. That's a lot. Get your gear and get in the game at Steelhead. Okay, so pitching for the Dodgers. Actually, let me finish the lineup. You're going to have Andy Pages. I always pronounced it Pages, but it's P-A-G-E-S. It's Pages. I heard John Miller regaling us with that information the other day. And then James Outman, struggling mightily at this point as the Sarah High School graduate, hitting 155, a 538 OPS. Look, it's just a matter of time. He's a career 237 hitter, a career 760 OPS guy. He will get back to that. There's no question in my mind. Born in Redwood City, California, by the way. You got to imagine it was Sequoia Hospital, which was the exact same hospital that I was born in. But he's been ice cold as of late, just 2 for his past 21. On the flip side, the Giants lead off Mike Yastrzemski. You go to Thairo Estrada. Matt Chapman, late night Lamont Wade Jr. You got Heliot Ramos. Then you got Matos, Sable, Schmidt, and you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, Curt Casali back with the Gigantes. They just picked him up and signed him. He's hitting ninth and doing the catching tonight. If there's a slump buster, it is Logan Webb. He's your guy. We called Brandon Webb our meeting guy, where Bob Melvin was very strategic about when he called a manager's meeting. Because obviously, after you call a manager's meeting, you want to go out there and you want to win. Well, he would always call it when Brandon Webb, who reminds me so much of Logan Webb. I mean, even the way they look, all of it. So, the Giants still slight underdogs tonight at home against the Dodgers. It's 57 degrees. The wind, they say, is blowing out to center field at 15 miles per hour. It's tough to gauge there, though, because it kind of swirls around. So it could be a bit deceiving when you just look at those numbers. Around Major League Baseball today, we had 15 games, 8 now that are complete, and then you have another 6 that are in action with the Giants and Dodgers about to get going. In Detroit, and yes, I am wearing a Detroit Tigers jersey. You see the Gibby 23. I mean, this thing's sick. There's no other way to put it. Obviously, one of my favorite players and favorite coaches that I ever played for of all time. The Tigers, by the way, are sitting at 21-22 after losing to the Miami Marlins, who improved their record to 13-32. It was 2-0 today in Detroit. In Milwaukee, 10-2, the Brewers keep rolling. They take down the Pirates, who keep reeling. Washington Nationals go down to the Chicago White Sox. White Sox now 14-30, so they do not have the worst record in all of baseball anymore. A big win for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Are hovering back towards 500. They're 21-23 now. I say hovering, they're climbing back towards 500. 2-1 winners against the Cincinnati Reds. The Colorado Rockies are fucking killing it. I'm not kidding. This is for real. 15-28 now. They had an 8-0 victory in San Diego. And what a dog shit job by San Diego. I mean, this is a team that you got to take care of. And not only did they lose today, they lost on Tuesday. And guess what? They also lost on Monday. So they get swept by the Colorado Rockies. Oh, that's a tough one. Kansas City Royals go down to the Seattle Mariners 4-2 at Safeco Field in Seattle. Don't sleep on Seattle. They're 24-20. Kansas City, who obviously has had a really nice year, is sitting at 26-19 at this point. And then the Phillies, 10-5 winners at the New York Mets. They're 31-13. Don't fuck with the Phillies. That's all I got to say. That team's good. Really, really good. Tampa Bay Rays, 4-3 winners over Boston. The games that are in action, you got the Cubs in Atlanta. They're up 7-1. The Yankees 4-0 over the Minnesota Twins. I saw Aaron Judge hit an absolute fucking nuke in that one. I mean, bomb, man. It said 463, 470 feet. This thing looked like it went 550. This is the problem because you have Aaron Judge, which very few Major League Baseball players have ever been built like Aaron Judge, and you see him hit a ball like he hit tonight, and you're trying to tell me it's 470. And then you go back and you say Babe Ruth hit a ball 550 feet, or Ted Williams hit a ball 5. The guesstimations back then were obviously a little aggressive. I will say that if you get into thin air and you get into warmer temperatures and the wind happens to be gusting out, yeah, it's possible. I mean, it could make a 50-foot difference. But from what I've seen, there's no way the longest homer in the history of StatCast here is like, I want to say it's 510, 515 feet. I think it was Nomar Mazaro. Is he even playing still? I have no idea. Houston is at home. They're up 3-0 over the Oakland Athletics. The Texas Rangers are at home as well, up 4-0 over the Cleveland Indians. And then you have the Angels up 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Weird situation there with Ron Washington. And look, I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically there was a squeeze play. The guy missed the squeeze, and that was it. Well, after the game, they questioned whether or not the squeeze should have been put on. Wash was trying to defend himself, saying, well, the guy was throwing strikes, and they're like, well, he had 14 balls and 12 strikes. I think, look, Ron Washington made a commitment to manufacture runs. He's like, if we have our dudes gone, like Ohtani's obviously gone, Mike Trout gone. So if they're going to manufacture runs, that's a good time to show your guys that you're fucking serious about it. And I think more, that's basically what he did. And that was it. Well, he didn't like getting questioned from the media afterwards. I think it's starting to take its toll. That is the, 15-28 record that the Angels have at this point. Let's fix the TV here. Go 696. And this should bring us to the start of the Dodgers and Giants game from San Francisco. Oh, are you kidding me? Runners at first and second. No outs in the first inning just like that. Webb just 9 pitches into it. I mean, I blinked and this shit happened. Here's Freddie Freeman, a little bat waggle. Logan Webb with a dirty mustache. Sick sinker. Started it almost at his right shoulder. It dipped down to about his waist. Hit the inside part of the strike zone. It's Chapman, Schmidt, Estrada, Lamont Wade Jr. in the infield. You can see him shifted over. Freddie Freeman fouls it off. The one thing about that you got to be really careful of, especially if you're the shortstop, the third baseman, is getting to third base. Because if you have a good base runner like you do in Mookie Betts, he's got to be thinking about stealing right there. There he goes. Oh, it looks like he wanted to go. All you got to do is beat the third baseman to the bag. It's not that hard. So you got to be really careful with that shift. Freeman at 292 on the year. There's a breaking ball away. All right, let's pull up the Gigantes and see exactly what happened. Mookie Betts singled a line drive to center field, Luis Matos, and then Shohei Ohtani walked. That brings us to this moment with Freddie Freeman up. You couldn't ask for a better pitch to hit. Two-seam run right down the middle. Very rarely are you going to get a guy like Freddie Freeman to swing through that. Lowest home ERA since 2021. There he is, Logan Webb. Sandy Alcantara has pitched well in Miami. Zach Wheeler in Philadelphia. So there's no quit in this Dodgers lineup, though. Here's Will Smith. Like I mentioned, the gaudy numbers 1 through 6. You got Smith, Muncy, and then Teoscar Hernandez. And then you'll get a little bit of a break with Gavin Lux. Andy Paez has actually got a 769 OPS. This ball is fouled off. I like doing play-by-play. It's kind of fun. Entertain myself. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Top of the first inning. 1-1 count. Slider. Yeah, he knew it. He missed it. Just missed it. Good swing. That's the one you want to stay on. You see, he goes at it. He's like, here's. And it's just a little bit of a pull off. You stay on that bitch, and Now we're gapping one to right center field. There's Logan Webb, 40% almost on the changeup usage. Goes for the high fastball. I mean, if I'm Webb right here, how about the 93-mile-per-hour two-seamer in on his hands? That could get you a ground ball and get you out of this inning. 1 out, 2-2 count. 94. For whatever reason, he threw some really good ones to Freddie Freeman. And then that one there just sort of stayed flat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runners on. Pitch clock down to 4. Ooh! Slider that just wasn't even close. And Curt Casali just signed today. I don't know exactly where they got him from. I mean, I can't imagine that it was his couch. If they're going to throw him right into the game catching Webb. 83-mile-per-hour slider fouled back. Casali, a longtime Major League veteran, played for the Tampa Bay Rays, I think he originally came up with. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if they send the runners. I think they do. There's the 93 in on the hands. They don't send the runners as much as they should. Put the pressure on the fucking defense, right? Who cares? If it's a strike them out, throw them out. We tip our cap, but even if they do get the strikeout, a lot of times it might be that ball in the dirt. That's why when we get the 3-2 as a team, let them play, that is, our 12U team. We run every time. The pitch hits them. I don't know. Is it better than a walk? I think it is. Okay, let's check out some of the news from today because I mentioned the signing of Casali. Want to try to get some details here. There we go. Bam. All right, here's Mass Muncy, 93-mile-per-hour two-seamer, fouled back, bases loaded in the top of the first inning. 1 out. Muncy, 485 slug on the year, 228 average, never hit for much average, but gosh damn, he's got some pop. 0-1 pitch. Up and away. Now, the good news if you're Logan Webb, especially with Muncy, it doesn't run all that well. He actually is a prime double play candidate. That looked like a ground ball second base, didn't it? There's Teoscar Hernandez. Ohtani at second, Smith at first, Betts at third. Bases full of Dodgers in the first inning. Then this is after the Dodgers pounded the Giants last night. 6 grand slams his career for Muncy. Filthy. A changeup, 89 miles per hour. I mean, that thing just dropped off the table. I'd love to see a slow-mo in his hand to see how he fucking threw it. Wait, what is that? All right, here's Teoscar Hernandez. 249, 310 on base, 497 slug, 11 homers on the year, 36 runs driven in. Went to the ballpark in San Francisco this past weekend with the family. Such an awesome experience. The 0-0 pitch. Two-seamer that starts away and then sneaks back on. So as a hitter, when you see that ball and it starts away, it's like, you're like, yes, 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 no, because it's away. And then all of a sudden it's like, at the last minute, like you're like, oh, yes, no, maybe I should have. Another two-seamer. Down and in at 92 miles per hour. I'm not showing it. Webb wanted the call. Clearly just misses the zone. There's a backup breaking ball. So that's one of those ones that I would say so bad it's good. It wasn't a terrible pitch, but you see it spinning. As a hitter, you're like, I expect the ball to be here, and I'm going to swing to here, but it backs up towards me, and you end up jamming yourself. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners will be off on the swing. They anticipate swing. Make sense? So basically, as soon as that batter starts to swing and you're on base, you're running. Why? Because even if he swings and misses, it doesn't matter. 2 outs. This is down the line. That's going to be a can of shit for Yastrzemski. All these boys got the mustache May going. So Webb gets out of it. That was a huge opportunity for the Dodgers that you were looking for. And also, if you bet the over on this, 8 runs, you probably might be a little disappointed coming away with nothing right there. Not that I bet the over. I just played on the Action website. No real money. But I fire in the picks every day just for my own entertainment. Okay. Breaking news. Curt Casali joins the Giants on a 1-year deal. Says here with their top 2 backstops on the injured list, the Giants replenish their catching depth by reuniting with an old friend, Curt Casali, who served as Buster Posey's backup during the 107-win campaign in 2021, returned to San Francisco on a 1-year Major League deal on Wednesday, giving the club an experienced veteran to slot behind the plate, while Patrick Bailey, who's got a concussion, and Tom Murphy, a left knee sprain, worked their way back from injuries. Casali is 35. He inked a minor league deal with the Marlins over the offseason, but he was released at the end of spring training and considered transitioning to coaching or front office roles. He decided to keep playing after finding a new opportunity with the Cubs, who sent him to AAA Iowa to start the season. Casali, check this out. He batted .362 with over 1,000 OPS. Wild. And here he is. He's now earned another shot in the big leagues. But it's not with the Cubs, it's with the Giants. And what did they do? They immediately inserted him into the lineup against the Dodgers tonight. Interesting. San Francisco option Jackson Reitz to AAA and transferred Murphy to the 60-day IL. It looked like Jackson Reitz was struggling. So that was a move that you get some veteran coaches around like a Bob Melvin and a Matt Williams. They're just going to say, fuck it. Yastrzemski, can we please run all the way through the bag? Just run. That's it. All right, so here is Hernandez. He's got a 4-seamer at 51% on top, a cutter 21%, a slider. Oh, this is all the miles per hour now. So he doesn't throw hard. He was with the Marlins for a long time. What the fuck are you looking for? I mean, Tyro Estrada can hit a little bit, but I'm looking first pitch fastball middle away to tee off of that shit, hitting the gap. So then you get the 85 mile per hour slider. That's a can of shit to right field. Well, nothing's a can of shit in that ballpark. I'm not sure I've ever seen so many guys so uncomfortable catching a fly ball in a ballpark than in San Francisco. The Reds had a fucking hell of a time. It's embarrassing. And I know I'm not getting on them, actually. It's really, really hard. So here we are now to the third hitter. And that's going to be our dude, Chappie. Leading the Giants in, you ready for it? Bat speed. That's right. He is the highest bat speed of any Giant. I think it was like 76 point some odd miles per hour. 210 on the year, 5 homers, 19 runs driven, and still looking to kind of find his groove offensively. Let's get him on the dish. Golly, if he has all that bat speed, he didn't like that call. You might as well get up on it. 2-1 pitch away. So now it's going to be 3 balls, 1 strike. Like I mentioned, Hernandez is a long-time sort of spot starter for the Marlins. This will be ball 4. Good at bat. Look, Matt Chapman is what Matt Chapman is. He's not an elite hitter, but he's a good hitter. He's a mid-700 OPS guy. But then you go ahead and you add in his defense, and that is, hold on a second. Am I seeing this correctly? Lamont Wade Jr., a 473 on base percentage. I knew his OPS was super high. I had no idea his on base percentage was over 470. What the fuck? That is wild. All right, 2 outs, runner at first base. The Giants should score some runs tonight. I don't think there's any way Hernandez slices and dices them. You see Wade? He's got a thick caterpillar on his upper lip. Chapman at first, the pitch. 84. Looks like a little change up, and it's going to be an out. Meow, meow, meow. So, if you're a no score in the first inning better, you just hit that. All right. Check this out. This is kind of cool. It says Casali admitted that he got a bit emotional on Tuesday night. I mean, that was last night. This just happened. After his agent told him to pack up his stuff and hop on a flight from Syracuse to San Francisco. And I'm doubting that there's a direct flight. Quote, I think I probably shed a tear, Casali said. Coming back here is like coming home. I had some of the best years of my professional baseball life here. Some of my best friends are still here. Not many people get to do it again. So I'm just very, very thankful. God, that sounds like a guy that was looking for a coaching job. Right? And then all of a sudden, he finds himself in AAA for the Cubs in Iowa. And for whatever reason, he's getting some significant time playing. And what does he do? He fucking rakes over a 300 average, over 1,000 OPS. And then, of course, you have an out in your contract. Brilliant move by the agent. Where if someone else is going to pick him up and put him in the big leagues, you got to let him go. So here comes Curt Casali back to the Giants. I love this game. It gets tough because, here's Casali's 35. I was 34 when Seattle released me. And I had a big decision to make. Am I going to keep chasing the dream? Or am I going to go create a new dream? And I ended up getting asked to do the college regionals broadcast with Kyle Peterson. And my other options is you see a first pitch pop up here from Gavin Lux. Chappie's got it in his back pocket. There's one down. So I get asked to go do a game. And I'll say, no, it wasn't one game. It actually was 7 games in a 3-day period. And I figured if I wanted to be a broadcaster, and I did, it was something that I wanted to do when I was a kid. I told my 8th grade teacher that I wanted to be a professional baseball player and I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. Well, the teacher said, you better find something else to do because every kid wants to be a professional baseball player and a sports broadcaster. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. It was actually my mom who said it. Here's Andy Pius. Fastball off the zone. I'm not sure who's behind the dish tonight for the umpire, but he's already missed a handful of calls. 1-1 count to Pius. Breaking ball down. So when I got released by Seattle, I said, you know what? Place is here. The time is now. I wholeheartedly believe in my mind I could play till I was 50. I'm not kidding. I think I still play. It's all training and just quick twitch shit, right? So do you want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. If you're that obsessed with it, sure, go for it. Julio Franco played till he was 50. Or do you want to move on and get into the broadcasting world? The 3-2 pitch of Pius. Ripped down third baseline. Chappie's got it, gets his feet under him, fires across the first. Really, really nice play. A lot harder than it actually looks. You see him come around and just, they're going to show it again. Number one, the ball is scolded. He backhands it, knows he has time, properly sets his feet, and fires a dart across the first. So, I think it's like anything else in life. Sometimes you have that job that's the perfect job, and it's the greatest thing in the world. And at some point, this is time to move on. And so for me, it was time to move on. And here I am talking to, I imagine the tens of thousands of people listening live here on No Filter Network, plus across all our different platforms. Here's this dude that just had his hand worn out catching a foul ball. Yeah, they're fucking hit hard. That's James Outman, 0-2 pitch down in the zone. Outman, born in Redwood City. Let's see this. Oh, what a feeble fucking attempt. Good job by the lady. She's got her ice cream. She's got, is that a dog? Sausage? I had one of the sausages the other day. Good take by Outman. That take might get him right back in the at-bat right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is he taking a picture of the ball? Is he calling somebody? Does he need medical relief on his hand? Another good take by Outman. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second inning. Mookie Betts on deck. To have James Outman as your number 9 hitter, that's a pretty good thing to pitch. Good job. He takes it. So Casali, it seemed like he was ready to move on as well, right? But he ends up in Chicago after getting released. When you're a catcher and you have a skill like that, that's pretty valuable. So for me, I had 2 job offers. One was to go to AAA in Minnesota, and the other was to go to AAA in St. Louis. Now, they weren't official offers, but basically it was, look, sign a month contract, go down to AAA. If he goes and does what we think he can do, we'll call him up, and he'll, at the very least, play against lefties. 1 ball, no strikes. Who does Lamont Wade Jr. look like? Besides a California highway patrolman, I feel like there's someone he really resembles that I'm just not putting my finger on right now. Big Dodgers-Giants matchup last night in Truckee for first place in the Truckee Little League. Balls down. Biscuits, Dodgers took care of the Giants 6-3. He was on the mound. Threw the ball really well. 4 innings, no hits, 9 punchies. 3 balls that were put into play were very weak contact. Hit a 2-run Oppo Taco bomb and a bullet base hit up the middle. So, good day for Biggity. Now, the competition is going to be a little different. Beast of the East this weekend. Pitched to Betts. Surprised he took that one right there. That was 3-1. He just didn't love it. So now Outman will be off and running. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch clock at 10. The pitch. Driven right field. Probably not in this ballpark, though, if I know it well. Yep. That's a can of shit. Mike Yastrzemski hauls it in. Anyhow, good to see Casali back. He last played for the Giants in 2022 when he appeared in 41 games before being dealt to the Mariners, along with left-hander Matthew Boyd at the trade deadline. He batted only 175 with a 490 OPS over 40 games with the Reds last year, but he said he's feeling better at the plate after working with Marlins hitting coach John Mabry. Mabes. It's my fucking dude. He made some adjustments to his swing this spring, and the results have obviously shown. Quote, I think it just shows how much he loves the game and how much passion he has and how much he believes that he still has a lot more to give. Yastrzemski said, I talked to him beforehand to see where he was headed and if he had talked to anyone. He said it was pretty much up in the air, so I wasn't too hopeful. But knowing the type of player he is and how well he can control his staff, I was really hoping we'd be able to have him here to work with our guys. Casali has a reputation for being a great clubhouse guy, which could help boost the Giants' morale that entered Wednesday on a season high, matching 6 games below 500. And they had lost 7 position players to the IL this month. Sometimes it's nice to see a friendly face, and it can spark something, Casali said. Hopefully I can be a little bit of a spark for the boys and get a win over the Dodgers tonight. Cheers to Curt Casali. That's awesome, man. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, if you want to keep playing, keep fucking playing. Keep doing it. I would encourage anybody to go the Julio Franco route. If that's what you love to do, at some point it's going to be over. So you might as well just keep rolling. In other Giants news, a pair of former Giants first rounders get promoted to AAA. The numerous injuries have decimated the Giants after the 7, and all this is starting to have a trickle-down effect throughout the organization with a good chunk of AAA Sacramento's roster now in the majors. Hold tight here. We got Ramos. I mean, fuck, guys. He throws 92. Exactly. You just shouldn't be punching out against that shit. Let's see. With a good chunk of AAA Sacramento's roster now in the majors, the Giants promoted 2 of their recent first-round draft picks. Left-hander Reggie Crawford and, wait for it, outfielder Hunter Bishop. My dude. Former St. Francis Lancer. Former Arizona State Sun Devil. And here they are in AAA. That's 92. He's got some nice ride to it. He does. You see Matos swing through that. Matos 250 on the year so far. And looks like he's wearing shorts. Those pants are riding high. And how about Hunter Pence, by the way? Can we give him some credit for starting a trend that everybody laughed at him when he did it and thought he was just a goofy motherfucker? And yet now you got half the league pulling their pants all the way up to their thighs. Not only that, it's trickled down to the youth level. Everybody in youth baseball does it. Hunter Pence, by the way, I asked him to co-host with me tonight because Thrill was going to be gone. And I was a last-minute ask. And he was all in, but he was headed to a Little League game and dinner. So he's like, dude, is it today? And yes, sure enough. So no Hunter tonight. Crawford, by the way, was the 30th overall pick in the 2022 MLB draft. The 3-2 pitch to Matos. Shit swing. Ass out. That's just fucking bad. I mean, you might as well take that. Give me some competitive at-bats at least. Anyhow, like I said, Crawford was the 30th overall pick, and he's the Giants' number 8 prospect per MLB pipeline. He dealt with a lat strain during spring training, but he showed promise after joining AA Richmond in April. He had a 4.66 ERA, 19 strikeouts over 9 2/3 of an innings. All but one of those appearances came out of the bullpen, a sign that the Giants say 0-1-0-2, just like that to Sable. Sable hitting 375. He's got the Clark Kent glasses on. 0 balls, 2 strikes. We're on the bottom of the second, 2 outs. What the fuck? I don't get it. I mean, it's 92 middle in. Can we shorten our fucking swing with 2 strikes? It's tough to watch. It got to be frustrated if you're the Giants hitting coach. I know they got a team of them over there, but talking about Crawford sitting at 95 to 97. San Francisco's relatively thin on left-hand relievers, so it's not out of the question that Crawford could end up climbing all the way to the majors this year if he stays healthy. I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like most of the injuries, though, are coming from the position players. Crawford was originally drafted as a two-way player. Oh, I like that. Giants probably use him on the other side of the ball. But he struggled to get consistent at bats after completing his rehab from Tommy John surgery last year. He opted to shift his focus to pitching in the spring, a decision he hoped would not only help him stay healthy, but also potentially expedite his path to the major leagues this season. The road to AAA has been a lot longer for Bishop, who becomes the first player drafted by the Farhan Zaidi regime when he was selected with the 10th overall pick in 2019. A native of Palo Alto, California, and a product of Junipero Serra. He did go to Serra, but need I remind you, he was at St. Francis his freshman year, and that's where his brother, Braden, went as well. St. Francis, not Serra. Bishop lost a year of development after the pandemic wiped out 2020, right? And then he had a season-ending Tommy John surgery in 2023. So Bishop, Hunter Bishop, that is now 25 years old. And he's returned to action for the first time in 19 months when he opened the season at AA Richmond this year. He was hitting .242 with a .666 OPS, 2 home runs, and 6 stolen bases over his first 27 games. Good pitch by Webb, 91 mile per hour fastball in on Ohtani. And here is the next Babe Ruth. 361 batting average, 430 on base. That's why I'm saying how special Lamont Wade Jr. is. Now, I don't think he has the at-bats that Ohtani has. But to have a 470 on base with a decent amount of at-bats under your belt, I mean, that's gigantic. See the wind blowing out to center? It looks like it's picking up as we go here. 0-2. They were showing the bay where Ohtani deposited one yesterday. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. See how he has his whole face turned towards Webb. Oh, what a dog shit call. It's fucking terrible. How we continue to fuck this up is just horrific. That's just bad. Who's the home plate umpire tonight? I got to get this. We'll check this out here. Yeah. Here's Freeman. I mean, we how many missed calls have we seen already? And I'm just rooting for the game. That's it. The umpires tonight. Behind the plate, Hunter Wendelstedt. Salty vet that doesn't give a fuck. Shocker. Hunter, you do you, buddy. Hey, look. If these hitters want to complain, they should have played in the 80s and 90s. Once Questec was put in at just about every major league ballpark, and they were able to track if they were balls and strikes, yet none of this information was made public. Once that system came into place, umpires started to tighten up the zone, but before that, they literally called whatever the fuck they wanted to. And many times, unapologetically. 7:21 p.m. Pacific time, by the way. Go another 9 minutes here. Get on out of here. Let's say 3-2. Play a fastball that just tailed off to Freddie Freeman. So he gets on base, and that's going to bring up Will Smith. A lot of people question why you would want to sign Will Smith for 10 years. And in my humble opinion, it was sort of a no-brainer. It just was. I mean, it's terrific behind the plate. He fucking rakes. I mean, look at that. Nice play by, I think that was Matos. 2 down now. Kind of a mean-looking dude. Looks like a boxer, doesn't he? And here's Max Muncy. He looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy. But who gives a shit? He's got a 482 slugging, and he rakes. 9 homers on the year, 27 runs driven in. Pitch clock down to 7. 2-seam, fastball, maybe the changeup. I guess it's a chamber at 89. Changeup, split, whatever. Taking a look, by the way. Let's see here at the standings. I want to look at this after this inning. Good pitch by Webb. 90 mile per hour or something. As far as Webb's concerned, like everything is pretty similar speed. There's not huge differential between velocities on his pitches. But he does a couple things really well. He locates the ball very well. And he's got so much gosh damn movement on it too. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 0-0. My overbet is looking like absolute ass. I figure the Giants could hit a fucking guy that has a career 5.5 ERA. Oh, look at these guys. I mean, those are brothers from New York, huh? Frank and Bob. There's a ground ball into the hole. Nice play. And that'll be it. After 2.5 innings, it's the Dodgers 0, the Giants 0. Giants have yet to have a hit. So, taking a look at the standings around Major League Baseball now. It's the Yankees. I didn't know this. On top of the American League East, they're 29-15. The O's, they continue with this win today. And it turned into a 2-game series. Rain-shortened series, they call it. So if they didn't win today, you could have made an argument that they could have basically lost their series win streak. I mean, this sun is unbelievable. You want to turn it this way a little bit? That doesn't do much better. Man, what if we go right into the sun? Whew! Oh, this is kind of fun. All right. Let's do this for now. I'll kind of scoot over to center it. But the Yankees, they have been playing pretty good baseball. They've won 3 in a row. They're 11-7 against teams better than 500. They're 16-9 on the road. I mean, that's a huge, huge thing. If you're able to play really good baseball on the road, I mean, that's a recipe for success. At home, the Yankees are 13-6, so they've played well at home too. The O's today, they win that game in walk-off fashion. I believe it was Adley Rutschman going ding-dong Donkey Kong. As far as their run differentials, the Yankees are at plus 62, the O's plus 49. But the Red Sox, 1 game over 500 at plus 31. The Rays are at 500. And good job by Kevin Cash. I always like seeing teams that don't have a great run differential. And then they go ahead and have a decent record. I know when I was with the Diamondbacks, we won the division and won 92 games in 2007. We had a negative run differential, and at least we were about right on it. So here's Casey Schmidt, 158 on the season. He's calling a timeout. What's going on here? Oh, he's 0-2. You had to fucking call his timeout too. I believe Casali is next. 0 balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez is pounding his own. That's a fly ball out. Hit it pretty well, though. And you got that wind blowing out the center. James Outman is used to the San Francisco Bay Area weather. So he has no problem tracking it down. I mean, it's not like anyone's getting out of their seats for Casali. I mean, can we give him a little fucking love? 220 in his MLB career, 47 home runs, 154 runs driven in. Pro take. Down and away. And what a whirlwind it must have been for Casali. You're in Syracuse yesterday. And now you're standing in the batter's box playing in a Giants-Dodgers rivalry. That's a good pitch. That's a slider. It comes out looking like a fastball. So there is some deception with Hernandez. But Casali, 35 years old, was thinking about hanging him up, coaching, and now here he is getting a base hit. Fuck, I love this game. Ah! The guy got released in spring training. He gets signed by the Cubs. He goes to AAA and absolutely rakes there and then takes a slider down and away that all these other motherfuckers in the Giants lineup are trying to jump ship on. And here you have Casali, the longtime big leaguer that shows them how to get it done. If that's not the perfect dude they need right now, I don't know who the fuck is. That's it. Somebody to show these young guys that it's not all about trying to hit homers. Somebody who will say, hey, here's a breaking ball down and away that I just swung and missed at. He tries to get me again on it. And instead, I let it travel deep, I stay on it, and I shoot this gaping hole between first and second base. Second baseman's playing up the middle. You know what that's called? A fucking professional at bat. That's why Curt Casali has been in the big leagues for so long. Even though the numbers aren't going to support this fantastic offensive career, I get it. But he's got the balls to come in here after this whirlwind of a day he must have had being in Syracuse last night and lay out a knock like it's no fucking problem. Curt Casali, we salute you, my dude. Bring it back to the old school. Seriously. Have a plan. Have an approach. Yastrzemski down in the count 1-2. Takes that slider down and in. One out. I'll take you guys through this inning. Big long line over there. The Crazy Crabs, Chowder House. They got everything you need, everything you want. Really, really cool ballpark. 91 in the air. You never know. Get up, get up, get out. Homer. Mike Yastrzemski goes ding dong Donkey Kong. 345 feet, 99 mile per hour exit velo. Hits it straight up into the San Francisco wind, and it sneaks out right around the foul pole. But the real hero here is that guy, Curt fucking Casali. What a fantastic story. He was looking for a coaching job. Hey, maybe a front office gig. But he's like, well, you know what? I might as well go to spring training one more time. I got the invite. Goes to spring training with the Marlins and works with John Mabes, one of the most knowledgeable hitters that I ever met. And here's Estrada popping up the right. Mabes helps him make a couple adjustments, and he goes to AAA. Not with the Marlins because they released his ass. He goes to AAA with the Cubs, and he ends up doing really well. You see that he reminds me of that JT Snow one. Hey, the Dirt Squirrels look legit, though. This Mustache May thing I could get behind. Chappie. Good take right there. 92 mile per hour running fastball in under his hands. Hernandez is a guy that the Giants should get to. They just should get in the hole. Get in the hole. Come on. Tough play. Safe. Safe. Yes, sir. Hit or air. What do you guys think? I haven't even opened the chat today. I'm sorry. I fired up for the first time. Holy fuck balls. Kowalski. Good to see you, dude. Tommy Luke. My man. Kari. Hello. Buenos evening to all of you. Good on Chappie. All right, here is. Yeah, they give it a hit. And they should give it a hit. It's a tough play. Can't get boogie bets in air there. And you favor the hometown team. You got to. Favor the hometown team. Here's Lamont Wade Jr. There's a 470 on base percentage that I was talking about. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Yeah. He's taken a couple balls tonight, though. And I never had a 470 on base percentage, but at least not at that level. But he's taken a couple of balls, and I thought he could pound. And that's the thing, because Casali did not have 2 strikes on him when he shot that ball the other way. He had 1 strike on him. But he's like, look, this is easy. Lamont Wade, a big swing and a miss. But what that does do, and why that is so important, is it shows these other little fuckers that this is how you hit in the big leagues. Like, this is a big league approach. The thought and idea that you're going to go bridge on every pitch is stupid. There's a time and place when, yes, you could do it, but for the most part, you have to be able to make adjustments within at-bats. All right. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ground ball. I like those seats but I don't play. I've sat in these right here. Pretty cool. I've not sat in the lower ones, though. Have not done it. See the out-of-town scoreboard? I mean, there's so much to love about this stadium. They now have put TVs on the outside of McCovey Cove, facing the Cove. The pitch, ball down. No, he did not go. You fucking asshole. I'd like to see the side view of this. But it was Mike Yastrzemski. You can show Yastrzemski all you want. I don't give a shit. Yastrzemski, that pop-up that went out, fuck that. It was Curt Casali that created those 2 runs. On that note, everyone have a fantastic night. Deuces Wild back next week on Tuesday. And I am traveling to Florida tomorrow, so most likely no Daily Hustle tomorrow. No, there is no Daily Hustle tomorrow. Possible Daily Hustle on Friday, and then, like I said, Will the Thrill is back on Tuesday. To send this thing off, hold tight now. We have to make sure we get Leslie's read in here. See, it says, close of show. Today's episode of Deuces Wild was presented by Steelhead. Sick gear. Go to STLHD.com. Pick yourself up, whatever you want. All the coolest fishing outdoor gear in the world. Put in the promo code DEUCES. 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 Is that right? No, I don't know. Anyway, everyone have a great night. We will most likely see you on Friday. And once again, just another shout out and some more love to the Curt Casalis of the world. See ya!